Last video was so popular and I got such a good response. I am going to continue the conversation of narcissism and even potentially why you might be attracting narcissistic relationships or the hook that you keep getting hooked into, and even sometimes why we like men or men, if you're watching, why you like women that have that narcissistic trait. So, in psychology, there's a psychological theory that of an unclosed loop. So, when a child reaches out and they reach out to get that attention or love and then they don't get it, which is essentially what sometimes a narcissist does, is they make you feel really, really, really special and then they reject you. So, same with a child, they feel really, really loved, and then if they get that rejection, what it's called is an unclosed loop in their nervous system. So it's like the action hasn't been completed and you're kind of left hanging. So what you try and do, and this is all inner child stuff, so then later on in life, you are constantly trying to complete that loop. So think of it as like closure, but we tend to, if you have this pattern and it is something in your inner child that you do have, you will then go searching for people that it's almost like a hit of like a drug. It's like a drug, and you get this hit, and you go, oh, that feels so much better when someone makes you feel really special. But then you're looking for that next hit, essentially. And especially with a narcissist, they'll make you feel really, really special, and then they'll reject you, and again you're left hanging. Now, if you've had this growing up, or you've had a narcissistic parent, or you've had lots and lots of rejection, or you haven't had that real nurturing, unconditional love, then you will continue going after these people because it feels like what love is. You were taught as a child what love feels like, and then you go and repeat that because it feels familiar, it feels safe, it feels like love. And then if you're in this really amazing relationship where this guy treats you really, really well, it feels almost like uncomfortable, like there's no chemistry. But what that chemistry is that hit to close that loop that wasn't closed from when you were a child. So how do you close this loop, right? That's what I do in my sessions. So we do this inner child work, and essentially, if I put it big picture, the way that you close this loop is you give that love and affection and attention to that inner child in your unconscious mind, and you close that loop. So essentially you give it to yourself, and that's where all that self-love, self-acceptance, all of that stuff happens. But it needs to happen on an unconscious level, because if I say, like, the Nicole I am now that's 25, I have all this knowledge and wisdom and I know all of these things and I'm empowered and whatever. But let's say, like, the 4-year-old version of me, the 4-year-old version of me might still feel rejected or wounded or doesn't feel loved. So I'm getting really triggered when I'm 25 because I've still got this part of me that feels rejected or whatever. So that's where in my sessions, we actually need to go back. The 25-year-old version of me needs to go back to the inner child, empower the inner child, so that we're both at the same level and we don't get triggered. We don't need that adrenaline hit, and we're not all the time trying to close these loops and attracting these negative people because it feels so good. So I hope this helped. This is continuing on from that conversation about narcissism and essentially in our psychology and how it can control our emotions. I hope you found this helpful. Everyone loved the last video, so let me know, and thanks for watching.